All right, we're here with Bradford Allen. He's a philanthropist and he's also a business investor. Okay, so one of the first questions I want to ask you is, what high school did you attend and what college did you go to?
Well, first I went to Mount St. Michael.
Okay.
I'm in the Bronx. I did my first 3 years there. And then my last year of high school, I went to Orlando, Florida, Timber Creek. And then from there, I went to Mercy College.
Okay.
I did that for about 2 years. Then I went to NYT in Long Island.
Okay. Perfect. So what was your major in college? What did you major in?
First, I majored in architecture because I wanted to do construction.
Okay.
All my family was into construction.
Right.
So, but it was architecture, aka architecture.
Okay.
Like I hated it. So instead of doing that, I wanted to get into business. So I switched my major from architecture to business management.
Right.
And then from there, I graduated a business management degree. It took me about 5 years.
Okay, so
barely passed.
So, and that's the weird thing about business, because sometimes some of the greatest business people in the world sometimes aren't the best students in the world.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
you don't have to be a great student to be a great businessman or businesswoman. You don't.
Right. So who was the person that you spoke to when you was deciding to make that transition from architecture into business?
Into business management?
Yeah.
I didn't really speak to anyone. I just decided to, make that switch because I didn't like architecture.
Right.
I thought I was gonna like it because I thought I was gonna get into construction.
Right.
But once I didn't like that, I said, okay, so I'm not going that lane then. I'm not going to architecture, construction management lane. So I wanted to do business. It was just something I said to myself.
Right.
Yeah, I just didn't want to do it. When you're miserable doing something, it doesn't matter how much income potential it has. It just wasn't.
It's
for me.
just so weird that at an early age you was able to make those decisions for yourself and not really have to ask anybody, should you do this or should you not do this? So,
Right. Absolutely.
So you knew at an early age
that wasn't for me.
Right.
That wasn't for me.
And a lot of students that are in college right now, they tend to they go to college and they don't even know what they want to major in or what they want to go into. So the fact that you realized early on that wasn't for you,
right,
and you made the transition, that was a big move in itself.
Exactly. There's tons of people going to college and they just going because of the pressure from their parents.
So you did graduate from college.
I did graduate by a hairstring.
But
graduated.
You did it though.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely graduated.
So you would tell our youth and our young adults, finish college?
Yeah, I would tell them finish college if it's something that's gonna benefit them in their career.
Right.
If it's not gonna benefit you, like you want to have your own plumbing business,
right?
Or you want to get into sales,
right?
You don't need college degree for trades,
right?
Skill sets,
right?
So but certain jobs, I guess, like a doctor or a lawyer, something that's that needs that screening,
right?
That I would say, that's the advice I would give. Finish college if you're doing that. But if not, just find a mentor, find an avenue. You can find a program, something that's much more affordable.
Did you have any mentors during your journey into business?
My first mentors were my parents because they worked really hard. They didn't make a lot of money, but they was hard workers.
Right.
And then I got introduced to people along the way after college when I was looking for that entrepreneurship lane. Right. So, it was different people from our community that was making great money in sales, and people that looked like us.
Right. So, Brad, who would you say were some of your mentors along the way?
Some of my early mentors I met in business was when I started with a company called Legal Shield that allowed you to have your own home-based business. I met some pretty dope people. A lady named Tracy Richards, she worked 10 years running one of P. Diddy's companies. Another gentleman, Gary Thompson, former real estate broker, and another gentleman in our company that's multimillionaire. So I had people that looked like us that was making great money.
Wow.
So those are some of my few early mentors. Then I got some other mentors, some virtual mentors like Jordan Belfort. I'm not sure if you've seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so he became one of my mentors.
Wow. How dope is that?
Yeah.
So he's a beast. What was that like even having a conversation with him?
No, it was good because I went to one of his seminars, but I paid extra to like eat dinner with him and stuff like that. Right, to pick his brain. It was good. You could tell. You could just tell he was a master. He's a master at his craft.
I'm gonna be honest with you. A kid from the Bronx that I saw grow up.
Yeah.
You know, how did you make the transition and not get caught up in the streets? And what is some advice that you would give to other young adults that are minorities coming from the inner cities?
Guys, so you have to know who to follow.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of us that follow people that's not really doing it in our communities, but they, for some reason, people think they doing it.
Right.
Like you got to follow people. You got to follow the money.
Right.
Follow the money. Follow something that's gonna benefit you and your family, your friends. Don't follow one thing I always did. I always created my own lane.
And I know that for a fact.
I always created my own lane.
Right.
So like even when I was around that environment, I'm like, damn, this is not really.
You knew you wanted more for yourself.
Yeah, I knew I wanted more. Like what else can I do to get more, to make more money, help my family, you know? So so it's all about a mindset shift.
Right.
So definitely follow the money, get a good mentor.
So what are some of the things that you plan to do, if you're not doing them now, to help our local community and some of the young adults and children coming up in our area?
One of the things that I'm doing now, I'm helping them get into business. So I help people start their own home-based business or their own business.
Right.
And then what I ultimately want to do is teach sales.
Right.
Because a lot of us know how to hustle. We know how to hustle, but
talk about it.
Yeah, a lot of that, we could take a lot of that hustle and bring it into different lanes.
Right.
You could sell cars, you could sell real estate, you could sell commercial trucks, which I was doing before. You could sell stocks, day trading. So you could do so many things that can make you so much money without little credentials. Okay,
so we in a pandemic right now, and everybody is going crazy over stocks and investing into the real estate. I mean, the Wall Street and into stocks and in that industry. Do you invest in stocks and do you have investments that you deal with?
I don't have much investments because right now I'm still clearing off student loan debt.
Right.
So I have cash flow coming in, but I don't invest until I clear off my debt.
Right.
So
Talk about it.
I want to clear off that student loan debt, then I invest. But the most important thing, I have people like that in my network.
Right. So it won't be hard for you to
So I know real estate investors. I know people that's doing stocks. So I know exactly what to do when it's ready. So
you suggest clear your debt first
definitely.
Before you even think about investing.
Exactly.
So Brad, what would be your advice? Like you were saying about clearing up debt. Do you feel like it's better to clear up debt before you start investing?
Yeah, because that's your best investment. Like somebody in my network, they taught me that's your best investment first. Like it doesn't matter how much you invest into something else, you're always a slave to the lender. So it doesn't matter how much money you make over here, you still have debt. Yeah, the interest, that's the biggest thing, the interest rate. See, if you didn't get any interest rates on the debt, then it would be, it'd be a little bit more arguable, or you could maneuver a little bit more.
Leverage and
exactly. But you're getting interest.
Right.
So you want to pay off that debt first, and then that's the best investment because now you feel free.
Wow.
And then you could use the income that you have coming in, a percentage, to build your assets.
Right. So let's talk about assets. You said that you wanted to go into construction. Are you currently owning any real estate? Are you gonna own some real estate in the future? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm definitely starting 2021. By then I'll have some cash flow.
Have all your debt cleared up.
Right, exactly. I have some cash flow where I can say, okay, I'm ready now, and I have a trusted network.
Right.
I don't have to do too much. I can just follow them.
Right.
And then, but they'll have to
the blueprint.
Exactly, but they have to show me what the money is, though, like where the money is going. So yeah, by 2021, definitely. That's passive income. So I never argue against passive income.
In some of my videos, I talk about passive income all the time. All the time.
Because if you don't make money while you're sleeping, you will die broke.
Right. So there's two types of income. There's passive income and active income.
Yep, and residual income.
And residual. So three types actually.
Right.
Do you have any advice for people with any of those three that they can maybe try to get into?
I would say the biggest thing is just get into business.
Right.
Surround yourself in business. Pick a lane. Learn sales. You definitely gonna have to learn sales. Doesn't matter whatever you do.
Right.
Because you're gonna have to sell something, whether it's
Right.
a product or service. And then yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing, cash flow.
Right.
And then you work on your residual and your passive income helps you retire.
Right. So how soon, or if not already, are you gonna work on doing something to give back to the community?
I'm doing it now mainly through business, but
Okay.
as far as like something a little bit more
Hands-on?
yeah, hands-on, a little bit more philanthropic, or like a nonprofit program.
Not-for-profit, yeah.
I want to start that probably in the next. I'm 29 now. I would say before I'm 35.
So when you do start it, what would be some of the things that you would provide or you're looking to do with them?
I would just teach them sales.
Right.
I would just teach them sales because they got to get cash flow coming in. Like before you start to get creative and sexy, you gotta get the cash flow.
Right.
Like where's your cash flow coming up? And then you can start investing. So I would teach them sales, I would teach them business, I would teach them ethics.
So okay, so let me ask you a question. Are you just in business or do you also have a job as well?
Well, so I'm an independent contractor.
Okay.
So I've been an independent contractor for the last 2 years where I work solely off commission.
Right.
So I have different avenues where I'm an independent contractor. My main thing now I do is I'm in the truck industry.
Okay.
So I sell commercial trucks.
Right.
I sell commercial trucks to companies and business owners. And the business owners I sell the trucks to, I upsell them with other products.
Wow, that's so dope.
Yeah.
I didn't, I've known you for years and I didn't even know.
Yeah.
So you're currently in the trucking industry.
Mm-hmm.
Elaborate a little more on that.
Yeah, so when I first started Legal Shield, the direct selling business,
Right.
I told myself, let me get into sales full time because that's when I was still doing like construction management.
I remember that.
Right. So then I met someone at a networking event, the
Right.
owner of the truck dealership's nephew.
Right.
He's like, yo, you pretty good. You ever thought I was doing sales?
Right.
I'm like, yeah. What you got for me? I shot him down at first. I'm like, trucks? Who sells trucks?
Right.
And then I was looking for something when I got treated unfairly at the construction business. I came
Right.
back to him. I said, yeah, listen, the trucks, tell me about the trucks. Tell me a little bit more about it.
Right.
So that's when I started doing it. They gave me like a small salary my first year.
Right.
Then I had to make commission to make that up.
Right.
And then my second year, I started doing commission only.
Right.
And I made some good money in that.
So what are some of the things that motivate you in business?
Just
Other than money. Because we
Right,
know the
right,
money
right.
is going to
Yeah.
But what are some of the things
Definitely
that
got money.
motivates you other than money?
Other than money, I would definitely say family. That's why, you got to read a book called Power of Broke by Damon John,
Okay.
the creator of FUBU.
And that was one of the questions I was going to ask you.
Right. So my family struggled. Like my parents, they worked okay jobs, but they didn't make a lot of money.
Right.
And then my sister in her late teens, she's 25 now. She suffered with severe depression, anxiety.
Right.
So stuff like that motivated me to struggle.
Right.
And the limited resources that I had at the time. So I'm
Right.
like, damn, I got to make a change.
Right.
I got to make a change. So that I always kept that as a why.
Right.
Like until like they could be like no worries, almost no worries, almost no concerns. I always keep that as a why.
And that's your motivation.
Yeah, that's my motivation.
Family first.
Yeah, family first, then community.
Right.
Definitely.
That's amazing. Do you have any other good books that you suggest for a reader to pertaining success and perseverance?
Man, I got a few books. I got Wolf of Wall Street,
Right.
Jordan Belfort, Zig Ziglar, Closing Sales,
Okay.
101, something like that. Power of Broke, Damon John.
Okay.
What else? How to influence and win friends. How to win friends and influence people. I think
Right.
that's the title.
You ever
Book by
read-
I think Napoleon Hill.
Oh, I was just about to ask you.
Yeah,
You ever
right,
read
right.
Think and Grow Rich?
Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich.
Right.
They tell you how the cash flow comes.
Right.
Yep. That's a good book too. Because that teaches. That's like finance for dummies.
Yes. That's the beginning. That's the starter kit.
Right.
Kit.
That's finance for dummies.
Right.
So that's important. Financial literacy is important.
Right. How do you feel about Robert Kiyosaki?
Robert Kiyosaki is good, but
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
he's like one of those Republican Trump supporters too. But we're not gonna get into
Right.
politics.
We're not gonna talk about politics.
But he's a great businessman and he teaches great business principles.
Right. Okay.
So you can always, and that's another thing. People from our community just can't look at color.
Right.
And say, no, I want to follow people, my own people. That's cool,
Right.
but you still got to get the game from other ethnicities.
Listen.
You know,
Talk that.
so that's important. Robert Kiyosaki, yeah.
Right. You know, what I noticed, a lot of us don't read.
Yeah.
Reading is so important. Like you were saying, like reading. Like for me, a lot of my mentors actually came. We'll let the plane go by, and then we'll continue. Okay, so like I was saying, a lot of people don't read. So they say that the average millionaire reads at least 24 books a year. Do you feel?
You agree with that?
Yeah. Or like you said, not even reading audiobooks.
Yeah.
They get the information.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, audio. See, I agree with that.
Right.
But I don't believe you have to read all of them.
Right.
You can do audiobooks because life is so busy now. You can be in a car listening to an audiobook.
Right.
So I agree because you always have to become. You gotta understand, a millionaire just doesn't become like they have to grow into that.
Right.
So that's how you grow into it, by all those different books.
And one of the things that I feel is if you don't have a mentor, books can be your mentor.
Exactly, and especially now with computers.
Right.
You could search a mentor.
Right.
And listen to all his stuff on his or her stuff on YouTube.
So you mentioned earlier that you went to a few seminars that you even had to pay for to get the information.
Yeah.
How did you learn and make that transition? Because that's a lot of things that people need to know how to do.
Because so when you're searching for knowledge, I mean, it's gonna come to you. So I was searching for it, and I knew I had to go outside my community to find
out of your comfort zone.
Right. So even when I joined Leadership, they hosted a lot of like seminars and got me introduced to Robert Kiyosaki and people like that. So so it was a lot of personal development in companies like those where you're listening to the person that just wrote the book that you were just reading.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that's how I got into that. And paying for it, I mean, listen, we pay $1,000 to go on a vacation, come back and still do the same.
So why not invest in yourself?
Invest in yourself, exactly. And that's the best investment. First, before the debt, is invest into yourself.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say this. I knew this guy a really long time since he was pretty much a young adult. Well, before he was a young adult. He's a young adult now.
Yeah.
But when he was a young little guy playing basketball, slim little guy,
yeah.
James Harden type of game. Don't pass the ball. He fills it up. This is my guy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just really want to say this is my first interview.
Yeah.
And I'm super thankful that you gave me the opportunity to even interview this.
Yeah, no doubt.
This really means a lot to me.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I look forward to doing a lot of things with you in the future in our community and also outside of our community.
Yeah.
You know, we just don't have enough guys like you.
Right.
So I want to give you your flowers now and tell you thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah, you got it,
and
bro.
thank you for not turning to the streets because you could have easily went that route.
Definitely.
Coming from where you come from one of the toughest neighborhoods in the Bronx.
Right, absolutely.
And I'm just thankful that I know you, and I'm thankful for the opportunity that you gave me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
listen, this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning.
It's just the beginning.
You know, some of the things that we come through or we go through, like you spoke about it, depression and. You know, things that, you know, the fact that you was able to be honest with me, I appreciate that as well.
Right, yeah, no doubt, of course.
You know, because that hits home sometimes.
Yeah.
And we need to hear that because sometimes people just think that they're going through it and they don't understand that everybody goes through it.
Exactly. We got to be real. We got to be real with the people.
So like I was saying, I'm thankful for this time that you've given me.
Yeah.
Are there any tips that you want to give to people, and young people and older people, that they can use moving forward?
I would say the first thing is definitely personal development.
Right.
Because before you change your actions and before you change your solutions,
Right.
you have to start from within.
Right.
So you got to read the books, you got to do the audiobooks, you got to get financially literate.
Right.
And then you have to execute. You have to put all of that in action. So whether you're starting a business, you're doing sales, or whatever you're doing, you
Right.
put whatever you learn into action. You put it into action, be consistent, be focused. Once you get the results from that, then you reinvest back into yourself and back into your community.
I mean, like I said, man, we looking at a living legend, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, he's the real deal. This is Bradford Allen. If you don't got him on Instagram, what's your Instagram?
Bradford Allen 718. You can just put in Bradford Allen. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Doesn't matter. Let's get it.
Yeah. Future legend.
All right, so go to Quan Dukes on YouTube. Subscribe to his journey. Subscribe to his interviews. He's a great businessman himself. My big bro, my mentor. Let's get it.
Hit that like button and subscribe.
Yes, sir.